I hear you. If you are a firm owner, if you are not here now, you've been here, where you're thinking to yourself, if I could just hire someone to come and take blank off of my plate, to come and get this off of my desk, if I could just hire somebody and get them in here, then it's going to make everything better. First of all, hiring is a full-time job. If you have ever hired, then you know it takes dedication, it takes a process. Everything is a process, everything is a system. So it takes time from you being able to work cases, appear in court, whatever else you need to do to make money to grow your firm, to hire someone to come in to help you make money to grow your firm, right? And of course, if you hire too soon, then that's just leading to chaos. If you do not have systems in place for that person to come in and work the system, you're inviting them into a burning building. This week, we're going to talk about how to know when you need a person versus a process. We're going to talk about what it looks like to have bottlenecks in your firm and to identify them and identify how are they slowing down your firm growth so we can get those bottlenecks out the way. And then last but not least is we're going to talk about when you're ready to hire, who is the first person? What is the first position you need to hire? This is the Attorney Cheat Code Podcast. And my name is Alicia Jones, and I'm a Texas-based attorney. If this is your first time here, then welcome. And of course, if you've been with me before, then welcome back. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of future episodes. And of course, share this with another like-minded attorney that is growing their firm and they are like, I don't know what to do. I need help. I'm ready to hire. Make sure to share this episode with them. It can save them their sanity and, of course, some ducats. The first thing I want to talk to you about today is firm owners. We are overwhelmed, we're overbooked, and I see it all the time where you're running and you're getting the cases done and you're scrambling, but you know that you need help. You know that you need someone in the firm, and you think for some reason that hiring is going to be magic, that you're going to bring someone in and they're somehow going to know how to help you or how to fix it or how to take things off of your plate, but you've written nothing down. You don't even know what they're doing on day one. You don't even know what your pain points are because you have not taken the time to actually create that list. What does it look like for someone to come into my firm to help me? From day one, where do I want them to be? What is their daily task? What does it take for them to come in and be successful? You need to know that before you even post a job. And before we even get to the people, maybe you just need a system in place. Maybe you do not have the proper systems to take some of the things and some of the load off of your back. So if you are hiring without a system, then it's like giving somebody the keys to a car that has no engine in it. Like you say, hey, look at this. It looks nice. It's beautiful, but they can't go anywhere. They cannot progress because you don't have a system in place. You don't have any SOPs that tell them how to name files or how to answer phones or how to respond to emails. They have no idea what they should do. And if this is a person that this is their first time in this position, they're going to make something up. And 9.9 times out of 10 is not what you would want them to do. So stop and really think about where do I want them to be and how are they successful for day one? Because the other thing you need to consider is they should be earning you money or taking something off of your plate from day one. If you're not able to clearly identify how they are making the firm money or getting you closer to the freedom that you want, whatever their freedom looks like, if they're not doing that from day one, then you need to reevaluate that job posting. You need to reevaluate that hire. And of course, for you, you need to make sure that you have the system in place. What are their responsibilities from day one? Is it clearly identified? What are the workflows for them to make sure that they can be successful in the role? Have you discussed that with them during the hiring process so they know and they have an understanding and an expectation of, hey, from day one, it is not a training day. You're not going to come in here and watch videos for the next 8 hours or for the next 5 days or 2 weeks or what. Nope, we're not doing that. This is how we make sure that you are successful. And this is how we make sure that you are immediately from day one taking something off of my shoulders, taking something off of my plate, and making the firm money. Of course, if you can do both, great. But if you only have one or the other, then that'll work as well. Systems are essential. Think about McDonald's. And for those of you that have worked or are currently working McDonald's, then this is no shade. McDonald's has put in a system where someone can come in without a degree, without any real training and immediately make McDonald's money because they have a system in place. Those burgers or burger like substances are going to be created in the same way each time because of a system they have in place. The fries are going to look the same every time because of the system they have in place. Now, I'm not saying the customer service was going to be the same. You got to go to Chick-fil-A for that. But the system is in place because they know that regardless of who comes in, regardless of who leaves, if I have a system in place, then I can pluck somebody, put them in that system, and they can be successful. Of course, you need some brain activity over here. Not saying you don't need it at McDonald's. Now, hear me out. However, here where we're dealing with cases in people's lives, of course, you're going to operate at a higher level. But by having a system in place, you're able to ensure that the people that you hire, the people that are on your team, are going to be successful in the roles that you've hired them for. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know your firm. And we're thinking about a system versus a staff person, or if we're thinking about a process versus a person, then you need to know your firm. You need to take time and audit. You need to think about, number one, what is a repeatable task? Think about your week and just have a notepad or a piece of paper. If you're electronic, have it on your phone with a reminder for every day, for every task that you do. Write that down for at least 3 days. I would suggest a week, but at least 3 days. Write down the tasks that you do. And for each of those tasks, I want you to pay attention to what's a repeatable task. What is something that you're doing that is repeated? Something that you tell clients all the time, a form that you send clients all the time, a way that you do something all the time. That can be a system. Then I want you to think about, okay, these are the repeatable tasks. Does this actually require a bar card? Is this a system that I can put in place to be run by someone that does not have a bar card? Does that, and what that means for you is now I can bring in someone and I know where I'm going to put them, at least one point that I'm going to put them. And it also carries over to your clients. Now they're not paying your hourly fee to do or to run a system that someone without a bar card can run. And that is a benefit to your clients. They're able to talk to you about the substantive legal work versus talking to you about the administrative tasks. Don't call the attorney about the Adobe setup. You need to use Adobe Reader. Surely you don't want to pay your attorney to train you on how to open up Adobe to read a contract that we've sent you. My admin can help you with that. And when you get that invoice, you'll be very, very much appreciative that it was the admin versus the attorney. And as the attorney, as the firm owner, you need to think about that for your clients, their whole client experience. What does it feel like for them to receive that invoice where now they see that you're doing a load of administrative tasks and a little bit of legal work? Or maybe you're doing half and half, but either way, they don't want to pay for that, and that doesn't make for a good client experience. So think about, for the repeatable tasks, make sure that you make that list. And for those repeatable tasks, do they require a bar card? And then what is most important is, do they drain your energy? So do they require a bar card? Are they repeatable? And do they drain your energy? Is it something that when you do it, you are dreading doing it, which means that you likely do it slower. You likely wait till the last minute to do it. And then you're doing it and you feel drained. So the things that you enjoy about firm ownership, you're not even able to enjoy them because you have this energy draining task that you have to do because you either, one, did not put a system in place, you don't have a template or templates created, or you don't have a checklist. Then that's part two. Ask yourself for each of those tasks that you put for those 3 to 7 days that you recorded what you're doing on each day, all of those tasks, all of the items that you do for the firm. When you're looking at that, think about, can this be a system? Or can I create some templates to make this a more efficient process? Or can this be outsourced? Or can it be a checklist? Either of those things is going to help you to free your time. And what it also does is make sure that you're not hiring too soon, because maybe you just need those systems. And once you have those systems in place, and maybe you have some automations and AI that is now coming in to maximize you and double your time and make you feel like, or for the clients, they feel like they're being handled by something other than a boutique law firm, that you do have a staff because of the systems that you have in place. We as firm owners, we each have some type of intake process, or you should, whether that is the client contract and the client policy and onboarding meeting. What does all of that look like? That should be a system. We're going to be drafting documents, whether they're contracts or pleadings, petitions, motions, whatever that is. That should be a system so it's clear about how that looks for your firm. The other thing that we have to make sure that we do, because otherwise you'll get some bar complaints, is updates, status and case updates for your team internally, and status and case updates for your clients. What does that look like? Can that be a system? Can it be a checklist? Can that be a template? For instance, for my firm, when we send out a status update or a case update to our clients, they all start the same way. And each one of our internal updates starts the same way. So it really is a copy and paste and then add the significant part. For instance, currently we are drafting a motion to abate in your case. We expect for the initial draft to be completed within the next 48 to 72 business hours. Once we've completed it, we're going to send it over to you for your review. What you've done is make sure that that client is up to date. You've put it in writing. So now the full team knows, okay, this is what we're doing. You set the client expectations, and that's systematized. It's a copy and paste. Outside of course, putting in the relevant information that's specific to the case, it is a checklist. It's a template that, okay, this is my checklist. Once we get to this portion of the case, I know I need to use this template. You want to think about those types of things and make sure that you have those systems in place, because once you get to the place that you want to have a person to come in, then they're not going to be managing your chaos. They're going to be scaling your systems. They're going to be scaling the firm and helping you grow the firm. People are essential. So once you've gone through each of those and you say, okay, this can be a system, this can be a checklist, this can be a template, and you have those things in place, then you might be ready to hire a person. But then you're thinking to yourself, who do I hire first? Now, traditionally, from what I've seen and researched and asked around and all the things, when typically in a law office, especially when you are starting out, you think about who can I get to take these phones? Like, for real, who can I get to just get me off the phones? I remember being in court and my phone would be ringing. And instead of being excited, I'm annoyed because I want to be able to focus on what I'm doing right now. And even now, sometimes when I'm sitting at my desk and that phone rings, I'm excited because that means that that's business likely, right? However, I want to stay in front of the task that I'm doing. I want to complete this draft. I don't want to have to stop to answer the phone. So that sometimes that's what we think. Just somebody to answer the phone, which maybe that is your first hire, but I want you to rethink about the type of person that's going to hire the phone. It's just not going to be someone that's just going to hire and pass you the message. That's a boomerang task. They've answered the phone, but they don't even know the process to make sure to either get that person on the calendar, what types of calls to triage, what types of calls to actually send to you, when to interrupt you because you don't have an SOP in place for that. So yeah, they're answering the phones, but then they're giving it to you. Oh, such and such is on the phone. They say they want to talk to you. About what? Who are they? What case? Is it urgent? Are they on my calendar? What is the process? And if you don't have that in place, they're just going to interrupt you. Make sure that you are thinking about that. Again, people are essential. However, people need systems. People need processes to be successful. When you have a system in place, then now they know how to be successful from day one, which means they're able to make you money from day one, which means they're able to save you time from day one. And I want you to rethink hiring. Hire like corporate America, not in the traditional law office way. Corporate America hires at manager level first. They don't hire a team of legal assistants hoping that one of them is going to be able to lead. They hire a manager. And from that manager, then that person can initially, from the first time that they step into the office, they can run point on whatever matter they have given them. They can train people under them. They can take things off of your plate immediately. And how that translates into the law firm is when you're thinking about whether it's the phone or elsewhere, hire someone at a management level, someone that is a strategic thinker, someone that's not just going to do the boomerang task, but they're going to come in asking the questions like, what is our process for doing A, B, C, D? And if there's not a process, which there should be, but if there's not a process in place, they're going to help you think through what does this process look like. They're going to capture that. They're going to make sure to make a Loom video or write it down or create their own notebook. Those are the type of people that you want because they are strategic thinkers, because they're going to make sure that they're helping you scale the systems, create sometimes, but scale the systems and grow your firm. A manager level Also could be a paralegal. Yes, associate attorneys, and maybe you're there, maybe you're not, especially with considering salary if you're just beginning, but a paralegal that's a bit more at a manager level, because they're going to be able to understand case deadlines and how to speak with clients and how to run cases. Again, immediately taking things off of your plate. And then, of course, for a paralegal, they can help you to train the legal assistants or the administrative staff. And again, taking something off of your shoulders so that you can stay in your zone of genius and so that you can do the work that's required of a bar card. So you got to think about it. Before you post, before you make the offer, just in case you've already posted and you're a little anxious and you're like, hey, I am going to hire, I am going to get someone to help me. Think about the type of person that you're hiring. The first thing that you need to do is make sure you do a time audit for your firm. What are the things that are draining your energy? What are the things that are repeatable tasks? What are the things that need to be systematized? And then I want you to actually put the system in place, put the process in place, create the template. I want you to think about from day one, how does this first hire come in to take things off of my plate and how are they successful? That is going to help you do number 3, which is to create a very clear job description. So 1, you're going to do that time audit. 2, you're going to systematize, create a checklist, create a template. And then 3, you're going to create a clear job description based upon that time audit, based upon the systems and templates and checklists that you have in place. And then, of course, once you have that job description, you think about day one, as soon as they sit a butt in a seat, because we're not paying for warm butts and seats, as soon as they sit down from day one, what is the SOP that they're going to use for their daily task? What KPIs have I set for their first 30, 60, 90 days? What does onboarding look like for my new hire to ensure that they understand how I want things run in the firm, how I want them to answer the phone, how I want them to set their desk up, how I want them to send emails, what phone calls to come to me, when to interrupt me, how to speak to opposing counsels, how to call the court. All of those things are super, super, super important. But make sure you have those things in writing. So you have their clear job description, you have their SOPs, you have how they're going to be successful from day one. And that's going to make you stick out. During the interview process, I promise you, if you're talking about, hey, once you're hired with this firm, this is what it looks like to be successful. You're creating the expectation up front. So when someone comes in, they're not sitting there twiddling their thumbs thinking, oh, she's in court today, I have no idea what to do. No, ma'am, no, sir. This is what you do from day one, and this is how you're successful. If you can say yes to each of those, that you've put the systems in place, you've done the time audit, you have the clear job description, and you have the SOPs, then you're ready to hire your person. And think about that person from a corporate America standpoint, not a traditional law firm, but hiring someone that is a strategic thinker at a managerial level that can immediately make money for the firm and immediately help you to get to the freedom that you so desire. That is why we are here. That is why we have the Attorney Cheat Code podcast, to remove the distractions, to remove the barriers to creating law firms that are profitable, law firms that allow us to live the life of our dreams, law firms that allow us to give our children a step ahead and a head start into making sure that they can enjoy their dreams. I am so honored that you've been with me today and that you've taken the time to really think about how you're going to be strategic this year, how you're going to grow your firm, and I would love to hear about it. Make sure to send me a message or a direct message or a like or a comment, any of that. I would love to hear from you and how you're growing. And if you have some other ideas and, maybe you've done the corporate America hiring before and you've seen how that goes, let's talk about it. Let's start that conversation and make it normal for us to hire at the managerial level and to grow and scale our law firm. Now, here is your homework for the week. I want you to do 3 things. I want you to take a moment for yourself and think about 3 things that drain your energy. Just 3, not a full exhaustive list right now, just 3. And out of those 3 things, next to each one of them, right, should it be a system or should it be a person? If it is a system, the 3rd thing I want you to do is to build a system. And the next thing, if it should be a person, then outline the tasks that are necessary for that person to be successful with your firm from day one. Tell me how it goes. I would love to hear about it. And I will see you next time in the Attorney Cheat Code podcast.